Darkest Dungeon is about making the most of a bad situation. You are not expected to succeed on your first expedition or even your 10th. Heroes will die, failure will abound, and the world will seek to smother your flame. Take heart. Do not relent. Press forward through the encroaching gloam and face your fears. Redemption, at last, can be found deep within the icy depths of the Darkest Dungeon. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kazar, and I'm so excited to be getting into this game with you guys today. Darkest Dungeon, the original, was one of the original reasons I started playing roguelites. It's like harkens back to a whole change in what kind of games I played. So I'm so excited, and I've been looking eagerly forward to the sequel here because they've been making a lot of different changes from the original. Actually, I find it so ironic. Not ironic. I find it so cool because in a lot of ways Darkest Dungeon was an inspiration to a lot of other roguelites, and in a way it's the sequel is now inspired by some others and some other things. So it's awesome, and I'm so excited to be getting into this today.
Ruin has found you at last. My protege, my friend. Our calculations were correct. The ephemeral equation is unbalanced. The Earth spins on a strange and terrifying new axis. And everywhere, unbridled consequence. The world is a wasteland of failures past. And yet, you must ride out into it, unafraid. Take this. It is hope, the very last of it. It is yours now. You were bold once. Be bold once more. Free yourself from this suffocating stillness. Fix your gaze on the horizon and face the fearsome truth of the Darkest Dungeon.
Oh boy. So, oh yes. I love that narrator. He totally sets everything right. Complete your confession. So we've got denial here. I think that was that the cinematic we just watched? No, I guess maybe not. Okay. Let's sign our name.
The shackles of denial must be destroyed.
All right, let's get into this. What?
The Crossroads. Wait by the lantern's light, and welcome what help may come.
Guilt, loathing, failure, regret, and disgrace. All right. What is at the Crossroads? Oh, yes. Okay, so we're in it. This is so awesome. So first off, first thing I love is that the art style is very inspired by the art style of the original game, but is now been made three-dimensional. So it's super awesome to see these characters now come to life in almost like, it's like they've kind of got a glow up almost. different things that have different ways that they're now represented in 3D. Oh, and we could even rotate them. Awesome. So there's that. The other side of this, story element wise, that we just kind of got in that intro cinematic, is that the original evil of the darkest dungeon in the first game, it was thought to just be in this one hamlet and this one dungeon at the pit of this estate, has now spread and is infecting the entire world, and it's our job to, I guess, take the hope and deal with that exact danger that is you know, just eating the entire world alive. So we've got our man-at-arms. So these are all characters from the original game: the Highwayman, the Gravedigger, or sorry, Grave Robber, and of course we've got the Plague Doctor, which is one of my favorites from the original. So let's see here. We've got lots of different things that they can do. So we also have characteristics that go along with each of them. So it looks like this one's got Second Wind as a positive characteristic, which means that if their HP is below 50%, then they're going to be doing plus 20% damage. And over here we've got Fussy Eater, which means that they claim to be deathly afraid of slime mold. Excellent. So if we go in, let's see here. Awesome. So we're starting to see some of the skills. One other thing that's awesome, that's I can't even talk, I'm so excited, that is coming back from the original games, is that you line up your characters in this rank order, and so it'll tell you essentially what rank they're most strong in. So the bigger the dot, the bigger or the stronger the rank. So right now the Plague Doctor is actually strongest in the 3rd slot here from the front, whereas like Gravedigger is strong in the 2 middle spots and kind of weak in the back. But it also looks like Plague Doctor's actually strongest of the party in the back here, whereas Dismas, who is the classic character name from the first game, is strongest in the middle as well. So the Gravedigger, or sorry, Grave Robber, I keep calling her the Gravedigger, is often known for sort of lunging attacks, which is also something the Highwayman can do, and can move the order of your characters here. So this is one of those things that where the order completely matters, because as you can see here, for somebody like the Man-at-Arms, he can only use Crush from the first 2 slots, and it even shows here as we highlight it that attack is going to be able to attack any enemy in the first 3 slots, but not the last enemy. So you have to really figure out the synergy of each character and how they all worked well together. So something like Pistol Shot can be used from the back 3 slots, but can only affect the back 3 slots, and can only affect one character at a time. Whereas some of them, I don't know if we have any skills like that yet. Here we go. Blinding Gas. It shows that it can affect the back 2 slots simultaneously, which is awesome, because if we can get the blinding ability on a target, then they will have a very tough time hitting us. So, excellent. Alright. Trying to think if there's anything we need to do here. I doubt there's anything we need to do other than get familiar with our characters here. We got Crush, Rampart, Defender, which is going to give him the shield ability here, or the oh, I see, we can unclick them. So it's actually giving us 5 skills overall, which I think, if I remember correctly, each character only had 4 skills at a given time in the previous game. So Defender is going to give him a shield. Bolster, again, has to do with shield. So this is shield times 2. Oh, Defender looks like it's it can give himself 2 shields and target 2 shields. So it looks like we could potentially give it to somebody else, whereas Bolster is giving it to everybody equally. So it's a sort of a single, more powerful defense or overall defense, which is great. And Hold the Line. So this is where I'm talking about where attacks can be, can move the order, it says self forward 3. So for some reason, the enemy uses an attack that pushes him back to this third slot where the grave robber is. He can use this hold the line attack. Yeah, this hold the line attack to then move himself forward 3, attack one of the enemies in the front row here, and then also it looks like it gives himself a couple of different skill, what do they call them? I think they're calling them tokens in this game. Excellent. Okay, so let's see. So Barristan, I like that name. We'll go with that. Dismas, I like that. Audrey, not bad. She kind of looks like an Audrey. I'll go with that. And Paralasiclus. I'm going to have to change that just because I can't pronounce that. So let's go here. What about Harriet? Most people forget the Plague Doctor is a female. Or at least a of feminine body. So let's see here. So we got Tippler, which means that they have a problem with drinking. That's another thing that came back from the last game. They're also really good at ranged attacks, so they're gaining extra damage and crit from ranged attacks, which, if I remember correctly, we have a couple. Flashing daggers, poison dart, thrown dagger. So yeah, so it's pick to the face is the only one that's a physical attack. But that's cool that it's actually saying it ignores shielding. So it's awesome. Let's see here. I think we're gonna have to look into what some of these symbols mean, because now I'm seeing shielding. I can kind of get that, but I'm guessing that that this little purple figure, it won't let me hover over it and to show it, but this little purple figure I imagine has something to do with the fade ability that the grave robber is good at. They are able to kind of like make themselves not quite, I guess invisible could be a term, but they're harder to hit, I should say. So we got Peacemaker, 30% chalk. I don't know what that means. Character, charisma. I'm not sure what that means. 30% plus affinity changes. Painful but ultimately harmless. Swallowing the ankle is going to lower his resistance. And then he's also got less speed because he's winded, but he's also generous, willing to give what is asked of them. Awesome. So let's go in through here. Don't think we need to read all of these things. We kind of figured out driving. We're using our arrow keys or the WASD to figure that out. Press Z to pick up the stagecoach view. This shows what upgrades are currently installed on the coach. Excellent. Party creation. Click and drag hero portraits. That's what I was not doing. To assemble your party of 4 heroes, and you have to assemble them in the order that you'd like. And you can rearrange your party order while driving by clicking and dragging their portraits. Party order determines what position each hero is in when battle starts. The furthest hero from the right begins at the front line of combat. So, very different from the original game. I'm just going to go ahead and move these guys in. Ooh.
More devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
Interesting. So we're kind of getting an insight into this character as it is. But unlike the original game, where you kind of go back to the hamlet and have and kind of gather parties to go into dungeons, you're gathering parties to go on this long sort of road trip in this stagecoach. And much like you could in the original game, when moving through the dungeons, you can change your party around and make sure they're okay.
Harried, a fugitive seeking to outpace the past.
Awesome.
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
The usual suspects. It's also something that came back from the first game, is that depending on what characters you use in what order, they have special names for them that show up as well. I think my favorite from the original was the Red Hook, which was, I think they had the Vestal in the back, which I don't see the Vestal. I don't think the Vestal is coming back in this game. Maybe they'll come back later. That was always one of my favorites. Heavy healing. Alright, let's get into this. Oh.
The leaves fall. never to grow again.
Oh, excellent. So we found a cache, so we can potentially get some excellent stuff here.
Wealth is worthless without purpose.
From our so supplies from your benefactor. So it seems like there's some other kind of like there's somebody that's helping us out here, which could actually have to do with the narrator coming in here and talking to us. Your shared inventory is split between all item types. Some items stack well, whereas others take the entire slot. Use the inventory tabs to see what each item type is. If the stagecoach becomes full, you may wish to discard less important items. Click and drag them off the inventory window. Items cannot be sold anywhere, so throw away what you don't need. Discarding items earns a small amount of hope. Weird. Kind of backwards from what I'd expect. So we got burn salve. One target if target's on fire, it cures fire and heals a little bit. That's awesome. Playing cards. So this is says it's an in item, so it's gonna whenever we take our rest, it's gonna be something that can help us. It gives the party a high chance of improving affinity, low chance of harming affinity. So anything that we come into contact with, it's going to be affecting our affinity. It's gonna protect us from that. Then it says blocked by curmudgeon and kleptomania. So if there's anybody that has those two skills, or not skills, sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? Positive or negative traits. That's the word I'm looking for. If anybody has those traits on them, it's going to be this effect is going to be blocked, which is cool. So then we have speed bag, chance to spawn dodge token each turn until next in. That's cool. So that's gonna, we can use that on one person, but it would be blocked by pacifist, sprained wrist, and winded. We also have minor ablative, vague trinket. Okay, so trinkets are also kind of what we put on each character to change and modify the game. For those of you who are fans of Slay the Spire. I'm seeing a lot of inspiration of that game going into this game with the trinkets and with the choosing your path, which is what's going to happen here. But also, if you've been following along with our playthrough of Rogue Lords, you'll also see a lot of similarities there too, with us choosing which way to go, and then also, of course, the different trinkets and these in items sort of affecting the whole party as well. So this is cool. And then we also have a storage trunk, which means we get extra inventory, which is awesome. And relics, memories, and impressions from a bygone era. I think that relics, that's going to be our currency. So let's take everything. Complimentary, no less. All right. So we've got these little alerts on them. I'm not sure if that's... I don't think that's anything that I need to be concerned about right now. But yeah, we don't need to really worry about what treasures are right now. They're going to come to us later. So it says 9 leagues to inn.
Meeting on the steps of the university. A collegial handshake that would doom us both.
Ooh, our torch just flared up there. Oh, let's just stop here for a second because we can actually look at this. Darkness, 20. So in the original game, depending on how high your torch level was, you might have more difficult enemies, but you also might have more rewards coming your way. So our darkness level is at 20, so it means that we're having a 3% crit, and oh, I think CHC is what that is, and that's chance of negative affinity changes. That's what that stands for. So it's 30% chance of negative affinity changes, and the enemies are going to gain 1 speed, 6% crit chance, 6% resistance to all of the effects we could put on them, such as bleed. I'm guessing that's blight and burn, which is a new one for this game, burning. And then 33% enemy battle advantage chance, which is cool. Alright, so we have 7 leagues to end, so I like that they're telling us that that things are coming up here.
You must be strong enough to shoulder more than your share of the burden.
The desperate few. Alright, so this is actually a brand new thing. It has to do with that your characters can actually create relationships with each other. And depending on what you choose for them to say, it can actually positively or negatively impact the relationships that they create. So we found these poor souls on the side of the road. They're saying, help us. Dismas would say, it's on us to carry the torch, and it's a long road. And Barristan would say, let all kind folk unite under the banner of our light. And we can see here that it's actually showing gold on the other person, so it doesn't matter what we're going to choose here. It actually says at the bottom here too that we're going to gain food right here. And we're going to gain food and +5 of our torch, which is representing hope. So I think I'm going to go with Dismas on this one. It's on us to carry the torch. That's a long road.
In this world,
so that went up.
is worthless without purpose.
Oh boy. So we got slime mold, which is I can't remember. I think it was our grave robber's least favorite. So they're not going to eat that. All right. Let's see here. Flame. The stagecoach carries the flame, which is the last hope for the world. It will gradually diminish as you drive, but various actions can refill it. The lower it gets, the harder things will be for the party. So it sounds like we're in the Olympics almost. So low flame. When the flame gets below 40, things start to get significantly more dangerous for the heroes. Monsters get combat bonuses, and there are increased chances that battle modifiers will further increase the monster's power. Okay. The waning flame also increases the chance that heroes will develop negative affinities with each other. Visit assist encounters to raise the flame. Okay, so that's what this was. Okay. If the flame is extinguished, if the flame reaches 0, the heroes are ambushed by fiendish cultists. If the heroes survive the fight, then the expedition will continue with a tiny flicker of flame still alive. Okay. So, in the original game, if you could actually lower the torch level yourself and go in complete darkness to try and like get the maximum amount of loot and awesome stuff, but at the risk of higher stress and deadlier encounters. But it sounds like here this is more of a countdown per se, and if we get down to 0, we're going to get a last chance to survive. Excellent. Okay. Encounters. We already did the different kinds of encounters we're going to deal with in this game. Awesome. So let's go ahead and take all. And let's get back to it. I suppose it's nice to help the rabble on occasion. On we go. Through the thickening night. So I keep hitting these piles of leaves. I don't know if they do anything yet, but I kind of want to hit them just out of practice. Can I go backwards? I can't. Ah, well, I missed that one. I don't know if I gain items or anything from them, but they're kind of cool to try and hit.
And fail is no shameful thing.
Oh, there's something coming up here.
You see, even your valley is not immune to the spreading stain.
And here we go, our first combat. Oh my god, look at how beautiful this looks. I mean, granted, they're all dead individuals, so they're not that beautiful, but it's just so cool to see them all in 3 dimensions. Like I said, it's a glow up. I love the look of the original game. As one of the things that sold me on it when I originally backed it on Kickstarter, but this is really, really cool. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead and get into this combat. So, it seems here that we've got our order up here. Audrey's going to go first, then Dismas, then Barristan, then Harriet. It's not telling us when they're going to go, and I think that was part of... No, the original game never told us when they were going to go. They just would give us an indicator about who had already gone. So let's see here. Trinkets, combat, here we go. Turn order. Turn order is shown by the portraits in the top right. Only a partial turn order is shown, so you can plan ahead a little. So we know who of ours is going to go next, but not who of theirs is going to go next. On a hero's turn, you may first use a combat item if they have one equipped. This is a free action. Okay, cool. Then you may use a hero skill normally. Either way, click on the item skill in the displayed bar. You can also use the number key corresponding to the slot. Okay. Let's see how Death's Door has changed. When the hero is reduced to 0 HP, they are in Death's Door. Any further damage has a chance to kill the hero depending on their death blow resistance. Use a helpful combat item or a healing skill to restore some of the hero's HP before they can be slain. So this is interesting because in the original game you had multiple of these heroes going forth. So you had multiple man-at-arms back in your hamlet, and you just had to like level them all up, which was a bit tedious. If I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit tedious to try and figure out which one was which and all of this stuff. However, it seems like in this game, each run you're building things up, and if your hero dies, then it resets overall. We'd have to definitely check that out as we get through this tutorial. All right, token glossary. This is what we need. So we've got all sorts of cool stuff. We got dodge, block, riposte. I can never remember how to say that. We'll figure that one out too. And then all sorts of other things. Order, worship, crazy. If we could hold G. Ah, there we go, and it'll actually tell us what these things are. So I like this one in particular. This is a man-at-arms one. You counter attacks the next damaging attack. Okay, cool. So that's cool that we can actually do that at any time. We could just show that, because there are a lot of new skills to be, or a lot of new symbols to get used to. I think in the original game they just gave you a word. They just said, "Oh, there's riposte on there." No, there were symbols. I remember this symbol, but nonetheless, there are a lot more now. So let's see here. We've got Audrey here, our grave robber. Let's see here. Do we want to picture the face? So ignore defense. Nobody has any defense. We can also check here. It seems that it's not giving us any indication about what each of our heroes' stats are at any given point. But I'm going to guess that these two are going to go first, and then this one's going to go second. I'm going to guess the Widow also has some, because we can also see down in the bottom right-hand corner, we can see their resistances. So it looks like they're pretty resistant to Blight. The Widow's got a little less resistance there, but she's got more resistance to burn, and she's got, this seems like these Lost Souls have more resistance to stun, but they all have a little bit of resistance to bleeding. So they're a little bit different than the skeletons in the original game, which would not bleed at all because they're skeletons. It makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Do we want to try getting her blighted? That might be a good option. Oh boy, these animations are going to take some time to get used to for me because, oh my gosh, no matter what you click on, she's got a different animation. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, look at that. Alright, let's do Blight. There we go. So so in the actual action, you still have that sort of freeze frame attack, which is cool. Alright, Duelist Advance. We can move him up. Or we can do Pistol Shot. Let's see here. Self. Okay, so if we use Take Aim, he's going to gain the Starburst and the Dodge. So he's going to gain extra crit and dodge, which means he's going to have 50% chance to dodge the next attack. Whereas there's a dodge plus as well. I'm imagining these guys are probably going to be hitting first row here. So let's go ahead and take aim. There we go. And then I'd say let's go ahead and bolster everybody. So let me double check this. So Defender, it's going to give block and guarded. Oh. Is this... takes 50% damage from the next hit. Is this one of those situations where he's going to jump in and he's going to defend somebody? I think that's what that is. Yeah. That's what his role was in the last game. So let's go ahead and instead of doing that, let's go ahead and just give everybody defense. We can also remove vulnerable with that. That's pretty cool. We can also knock back, which would actually be really good. We can get her out of position here. Why don't we go for that? Let's knock him back. So, because she seems like she's probably... usually, when it comes to the enemies, whoever's in the back, is going to be your ranged enemies. They're going to have some sort of spells or arrows or something that's going to be trying to hit you from the back. So putting them out of place means that they're not going to be as useful as they would be. For example, if Harriet was moved up to the front here, she would not be as useful because none of her skills actually, except for Incision, actually are usable in the front. Okay, I just noticed too, up at the top here, it actually gives you, they've now shown up. So, so that's awesome. So we can actually see when they're going to be attacking next. Okay, so let's see here. Blinding Gas could be what we do. We could do Nauseous Blast or Ounce of Prevention, which seems like we're giving resistance for bleeding, blight. Actually, let's take a look here. I don't see... There's controlled burn. I don't see blight listed out on here, but I'm thinking... I'm not sure what the green swirly is, but the weird COVID-looking thing is blight. That was something from the last game. So I'm not quite sure. Okay. I think Ounce of Prevention is something that we give to ourselves. Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to do that right now. I think we're going to go for Noxious Blast. Try to really hit her. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, alright. So let's see here. We can do Flashing Daggers, which will hit both of them. Honestly, probably the best thing we can go for. Yeah. So that's the thing too, is that you kind of have to balance the damage that you're doing to one versus the other. So in this case, they all seem to be doing a lot of the same sort of damage, though granted we had her out of place. So if we could do Flashing Daggers, she hopefully will be taking that damage next turn and be down. No, you know what? I'm going to make sure that she's down next turn. So actually, Flashing Daggers, and then we can use Dismas to take care of her. So let's see, we could do Duelist Advance, which I don't really want to do. Let's go for Pistol Shot. There we go.
Early results are encouraging.
Nice. So what just happened there, if I'm interpreting that right, is that he got that death blow, he got a crit, and it actually, instead of in the past game, I'm obviously going to make a lot of comparisons to the other game. If someone were to get a crit like that, it would lower everyone's stress. But in this case, it seems like it's added like a little moat onto their relationship status, whatever that might be. Alright. So let's see here. So we have the corpse here, which can play a negative in the overall scheme of things here if there is a character that does something with corpses. But I don't think for this first combat they're going to be doing that. So let's go for Noxious Blast. Okay, so he's taking all this damage. I really wish we had a riposte on him. There we go. Okay. So I don't think we have any skills yet that do riposte. So I think we're just going to go straight for damage. There we go. Oh, that was so cool. Alright, and Wicked Slice. Just these little animations as they get ready are just so bloody cool. Alright. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm just fanboying out over here. That is just so cool watching these animations. Alright, pick to the face, let's do this. He's so close. Alright, can we actually hit him? We can. Boom. Now she and she's all about the teamwork here. And look at this. Look at how cool they look. That's just awesome. Alright. So we got +1 mastery. So mastery points are invested at the end to upgrade heroes' skills. Cool. So we'll be able to do that at the next inn we hit. Alright. And probably do something with our relics as well.
Push on to the inn. Rest and resupply await you.
Okay. I keep wanting to click forward because that's something that, again, you do in the other game to move through the. And here's the inn. Oh my god, how ominous.
Lower your guard. Soften your gaze. It is safe here.
So going to the inn is kind of like, it seems like it's kind of going to the hamlet. So we've gone through our last sort of leg of the run, and it means that we're going to be having some rewards that are coming to us. So it seems too that we also have bolstered relationships happening here. So Audrey and Harriet have become friendly. Same with Dismas and Audrey, and Barristan and Dismas have become more friendly. So they've reached the Torch and Crown, which is what this inn is called. Awesome. Actually, I kind of misspoke. This is more like when they make camp in the first game. Though there are elements of building up their relationship, which I think is super cool and adding another level of depth here. So we can go to the Mastery Trainer.
One learns quickly when survival demands it.
We got one level of Mastery here. Trying to think what skill would be really good. It shows us in gold there what this skill is being upgraded to. So far, so Incision would be really good if we moved her to the back. And really the only skill that she can't use is Pick to the Faces if she's in the back. So I might actually move Harriet up one slot. Because I think that actually might let her use... She'll still have Battlefield Medicine, an ounce of Prevention, but she'll also be able to use Incision, which allows bleeding, which would be really useful on some of these. I'm thinking... Should I go for Bolster? Oh, if we up Bolster, it removes stress as well. I think I'm going to go for Bolster. Let's go for that. Just for our first run here, just to make sure that nobody's getting way too stressed out. Okay, let's see here.
The next stop is leagues away. Plan accordingly.
Alright, so we can go ahead and add the coach upgrade. Right here. Oh, this is cool.
An improvement.
So it says trophy here. It makes me think of like in The Witcher 3, when whenever you kill a certain monster, you can hang a trophy off the back of Roach. So I'm wondering if that's that sort of thing. If we get to a specific monsters or whatever, we can hang these trophies on. But we have the Last Hope. Let's go and rename this. This is the Doom Buggy. Little reference there for those of you who know it. Alright. Ooh, and so this is our next step. So let's go back before we get too far into this.
Practice. Improve.
Okay.
Spend what you can, or wealth no longer has meaning. If indeed it ever did.
Hero status view controls critical information up in C, or by right-clicking on any hero portrait. That's what I wasn't doing earlier, as I needed to right-click on them. Inn items can only be used at the inn. They can heal, de-stress, bestow buffs, and perhaps most importantly, change the affinity between heroes. Use the inn to build positive relationships. To view inn items in your party's possession, open the inventory and then select the inn items filter. To use an inn item, click the item in the inventory, then click on the target hero. The Provisioner offers a limited amount of supplies that can be purchased for relics to purchase an item, or click to purchase an item. Okay. Cool.
Precious relics remind us of a time before the end.
Okay, so some of these are combat items which we can actually attach to certain characters and use in combat. So, so Spiked Ball sounds like one target, and then we're gonna have a very large bleed attack. It's not super specific on that one. But Laudanum, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, Laudanum would go on to the Grave Robber. And if the target has... If target stress is less than 1%, or is greater than 1%, it cures... it cures one stress. Oh, okay, cool. So we could use that on somebody. So this is a party one. Clear all corpses, which would be good if we encounter something that would use the corpses against us. And bandages would clear. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some bandages. So we have one. Good. Our coins are down here. Our relics, mastery, and baubles are all different. But I am glad that they seem to be putting all the relics sort of together as just currency, because we're going to be using mastery and baubles for other things. All right. And then do we want pipeweed? 2 targets, -2 stress, improves affinity slightly. Let's see, boxing. I think this is an in item, so we'd have to use it here. Boxing gloves is also an in item. Buff strength, -1 stress, chance of positive or negative affinity. Okay, so again, we would just have to be very careful to not be using it on somebody that would have the characteristics that would block this. Whittling tool, -3 stress, blocked by boisterous. I'm thinking we're gonna leave most of these be. This is a combat item, so this will restore HP and increase and lower disease resist, but we can't use that on some of them. I'm kind of okay. In item, 1 target, chance to spawn dodge token on each turn until next in. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna keep the relics. Honestly, I think I'm gonna grab laudanum. Or can I leave that be? Okay. How do I get back to the loathing whispers? How do I get back to our characters sitting around? What was that? Provisioner?
Conventional fare, but fairly priced.
Huh.
Learn
Mastery
what can be
trainer,
taught,
brainwright.
that you may stand just a little.
I feel like I'm
forward
missing
at the
a...
end. Your coach must be maintained if it is to carry you where you must go.
There we go. I just had to click escape to get back to this. So if we wanted to, we can give somebody some of this stuff right now. So for example, playing cards means that we'll have a high chance of improving affinity, low chance of harming affinity. I think we can give that, that'll give that to everybody. Oh, that was interesting. So we had some positive and some negative things happening there. But if we go to our characters here, we can actually see... So his relationship with Dismas is going way up, whereas... Let's see. Whereas nobody else really has... So, neutral, Harriet is neutral with them right now. So, blue is kind of representing sort of the negative, it seems like. And gold is representing the positive. So right now they're neutral, even if they have one gold or one blue. But it seems like as we'll build that up, it's going to change and go either way. All right, let's see here. Do we want? That's not a trinket. Okay, where are our trinkets? I don't think we have any trinkets yet, actually. Combat items, in items, trinkets. Oh, we have one. So, resistant to fire. I think, let's give that to Barristan. Right? Because he's probably going to take the brunt of our attacks here. And then, as far as, here we go, combat items. Let's go and give, like I said, let's give the laudanum to you. Oh, that's not trinket. Let's go up here. And we have burn salve if target is on fire, cures fire. So let's actually give that to our kind of resident healer here. And this is also a combat item, is bandages. So let's go ahead and give that to Dismas. Cool. So these are very different from the original game because we don't have access to all of our items when we are when we're actually in combat, so we have to assign that to the characters. A very weird comparison that just popped in my head. It reminds me of like sort of new age Pokemon, where if you give your Pokemon certain items, they can use them in combat. Obviously, you can also go into your bag and use other things too, but this is sort of that sort of situation. Back in the olden days with berries and such, because I'm old. Alright, let's see here. Speed bag. Don't really want to use this. I could use slime mold. We're doing okay, actually. So I think that having the torch at the level it was made it so that we all healed up to this level. So I don't think we need to use slime mold right now. Alright, now let's select our route. Let's see here. The Foator, the Sprawl, or the Sluice. Sluice looks locked. Might be? I'm not sure. It looks like it's locked. So it's between the Foator and the Sprawl. Let's see. The goal is to avoid... So this is interesting. So on the one hand, we're going to get Booty. 100% scout chance for academics caches, and there's 200% chance for academics caches, which I like. Bat Country says that there's cultist encounters, and there's more of them happening. Which I think, if I remember correctly, cultist encounters are the ones that give us more relics and things. The goal is to avoid the hospital. That's interesting. Whereas this one is visit at least 3 assistance encounters. So we would gain an extra mastery point for completing this side goal. I'm curious about this one and seeing if we can avoid the hospital. So let's go to the Sprawl.
Great cities burn. All that beauty and knowledge. Ash on the wind.
And let's embark. Journey onward. God, these introductions are killer.
Behold, the great cities of man.
Okay.
Ruined and aflame.
Interesting. So this is telling us...
moving.
This is telling us what is all ahead of us. So we've got caches. Ooh, we got caches ahead of us. Can I yeah, I can scroll with this. There's unknown rewards. There's an assistance encounter. We want to make sure we're avoiding... It says we're avoiding the hospital. So we don't want this one here. I'm hoping that none of the unknown ones are hospitals. I'm assuming they probably wouldn't do that to us, so we'll see. But I'm kind of inclined to travel right, and then go left, and then come up to unknown, and try to get to this hoarder, and see what they are doing. I've heard there's something special about the hoarder. So, let's go ahead and center on stagecoach. Let's go ahead and do this. Whoa! Don't run into anything. The cursed road is rocky.
My wealth and
there we go.
Bundled into this meager pile.
Alright. What do we get now? Some more of this awful food. We get some relics. Holy water. That's awesome. So it's another combat item. That will remove all negative tokens. That's cool. Smelling salts, which will clear... Let's see. It clears dazed and stun and adds a resist to stun. That's cool. Playing cards, another one. So I think these are single-use items because I think that one went away after we used it. Dartboard and more storage. Let's do this. Here we are, 4 corpses rolling in a coffin. Kind of does look like a coffin that we're driving here. Right. This reminds me of the Plague Tale video game where we're at. The burning pile. Oh no, we went from Plague Tale to Fahrenheit 451. Oh no. Oh, fanatics, hello. So let's see here. I always know when to run. We advance, relentless, they'll perish. Not every fight is our fight. So let's see, if we choose Harriet, then neither of them is going to like that. If we choose Dismas, then Harriet's going to like that. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and choose Audrey this time. Not every fight is our fight. Oh, you gotta hold it. Okay, so Harriet didn't like that one. Oh, and I think before I move any further, we're going to move Harriet and Audrey so I don't forget that. Okay, so we're here. That was our question mark. So it's cool that like I was saying, everything blue is bad, everything that's gold is good. So we're actually getting some very obvious color cues that we can pay attention to. So every time they're talking, if it's in blue, it's a bad thing. Alright. Ooh, here we go.
Giving in to madness is easier than holding out against it. They are heroes.
Okay, what do we got here? Yawn. She's not impressed. I foresee no negative consequences should we assist. We can trade with the little we have. I'm thinking we'll go with Harriet because nobody else is getting gold from that. So let's go with Harriet's. I foresee no negative consequences should we assist. Oh, it said didn't say that she was getting a negative one.
Is worthless without purpose.
But we also gain additional torch and food. Okay. Might make us allies in the long run. That's interesting. Okay. So let's see here. Wainwright. The Wainwright is the only place where you can install and remove stagecoach. Oh, we've already done that. Region choice. Before embarking from the inn, you must select which region to enter next. Each region has different enemies and challenges, and your party may be better equipped to deal with one over the other. Regions have conditions and goals which change each time you encounter them. The condition tells what special game effects are in place for that time only. The goal gives you an optional accomplishment to aim for. Yeah, we already talked about that. Mastery Trainer, we know about that. Okay, cool. Excellent. All pretty self-explanatory. Sometimes when we run over these things, our torch flares. I'm not sure if we're gaining more from that, but anyway.
Destiny will not be denied.
So we have assistance encounter, rewards, flame, and food supplies. So that's another one like we just did. We can go into unknown. I'm thinking I want to go into unknown anyway because if I go here, I'm going to be stuck going to the hospital. So let's go left. No. How do I get to left? There we go. It was like the driving on this is so hard because I'm like I don't want to go straight. I find you grating in extreme. So Dismas and Barristan are having a fight. That's no good. Alright, what are we getting? Looks like a combat's coming up. The burning pile. Oh, interesting. So, I just realized, so the last one we were in, we could have fought there. I just realized. But, But I kind of, if we skip everything, then we're going to end up not getting any of the rewards. So, I think I'm going to go with Dagger's Sharp. Let's get into this. They don't like her very much. But I don't care. I want to fight. Oh, these look creepy. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so you got a dodge token. 50% chance to dodge the next attack. Doesn't tell me... Oh, here we are. This is a flare, a whipper, a shaman, and an immobilist. So again, I'm thinking Shaman's probably going to do some long-range tech babble to us, and then Immobilist is probably going to be one that's locking us down, so we either can't move or can move. Oh god, they're literally burning. Look, their flesh is melting off of them. That's disgusting. Okay, so we go into Incision. They do have a bit of a bleed resist. I think Blinding Gas might be where we want to go. Because that's going to give... Yeah, that's going to give the blinding effect, which means they're got a 50% chance to miss next attack. There we go. I like that. Okay, do I want to take aim or do I want to just go into it? Wicked Slice ignores 20% of death blow resistance. That's what that is. Okay, that's cool, because with some of the enemies, it seems like they do have some death blow resistance, like this Immobilist does, 25%. Let's see here. What's going to do the most damage? Because this one's at 20 health, this one's at 14, so if we can get rid of that one, that would be good. Working on that one. Okay. Go for Poison Dart. Okay, so Blight, Burn. Oh, I just realized it's not Blight. So the Blight is the weird green circle-y one, but there's another one, the one I said earlier, that looked like a COVID coronavirus. That one is a disease that's like a long-term effect. So let's see here. Don't really want to heal. So this is our one-use item here. Should we do Flashing Daggers? Should I go for Thrown Daggers? Flashing Daggers is going to go 2 damage. I say let's try to get rid of this guy as quickly as possible. He's got the smallest health. Ooh, Lord. Oh, God. Okay. So luckily the blinding helped there. I'm thinking we can either do Bolster to help everybody, or I'm thinking Defender. We can also knock someone back. I'd say let's go for it. He's bleeding. I'd say, yeah, let's go ahead and defend him. They will have to go through me first. There we go. Okay.
Steady yourself.
Oh boy, we're taking some hits here. Alright, what does it say about stress? Whoa. I don't know where stress went. I don't know, it said it somewhere. But I imagine when we get to high stress, here we go. As stress mounts, a hero will become more irate, and this increases the chances of negative affinity changes within other heroes. Try to keep stress low in order to promote a harmonious party. Okay, and meltdowns mean they totally just cop out on us. We do Poison Dart on one. I think we really need to focus on taking some of these out. So he still has dodge, so it seems like that's like something that's going to be happening a lot for them. I want to try Flashing Daggers again. Yeah, because he's so close to being dead. Ounce of Prevention. We could heal him, so why don't we go for healing the bleeding? Because that actually buffs everybody.
We can rely
doesn't.
upon each other.
Oh, he's got a resistance. It didn't actually heal the bleeding. That was an older. I must be thinking of the older thing. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, let's go for... Let's go and move you back. Oh, he was not able to be moved. So next turn will be delayed by the end to the end of the round. Excellent. That means they're all going to be coming at us together. Do I want to use this now? Kind of do, but it could be bad. I'm just going to wait on that. I really wish I had the ability that he had in the first game, where it kind of had, I think it was called Blanket Fire. He has no death resistance, so let's just get rid of him. He's out. Oh lord, Funeral Power. What is that? Oh, added strength. Great. So this guy's going to do extra damage and heal himself. Wow. Oh god, these guys are so creepy looking. Okay. So now we got 3 to deal with. Where are we focusing on? I kind of don't want to deal with this guy yet, but he's doing so much damage to us. If we can get rid of the Immobilist, I think that's our next goal. Go for Poison. She's got 20% Blight resistance. Let's see here. Ignores. So, wait a minute. So this ignores dodge, so we can actually use it on somebody who's trying to dodge, and... Oh, it ignores dodge when they are in stealth. Okay, so stealth is a thing. We just need to find an ability for her that allows her to be in stealth. So I say let's go for Poison Dart first. Let's start there. Oh, I guess not. She resisted it. Oh, God. Alright, they resisted the flame at least. Blade Tornado. What the hell is this guy? Okay, so they're on fire now. So they're doing... I think that means they're doing 4 damage total. 2 for burn and 2 for the bleeding. Okay, so Battlefield Medicine was what I was thinking of, not Ounce of Prevention. Battlefield Medicine's going to heal... Let's go ahead and heal you. And does a little bit of health. Okay, so that pulled that out of order. I'd say let's go for... We can go for a lot of damage, we can go for a little damage, and go for the knockback. Let's try that again. See if I can get him to move. There we go. Alright. So I think Duelist Advance does... Honestly, does less, but... Oh, it gains him Riposte. Why don't we go for that? Use that on her. So then anybody who attacks him is going to be getting... Excellent. Anybody who attacks him is going to be getting hit after the fact. Oh boy. So they're burned now. Okay. Not a fan of that. So Absinthe is an actual skill. And it'll heal a little bit, and it'll add extra dodge, and what is that? Speed. So why don't we go for that on you? Okay. I like that. And plus, they're blind right now anyway, so that's going to be a tough one to crack. But as we can see here at the bottom, we've got little tokens on here. That means that 2 more times this is going to be or this is going to help us. So if it's just there 1, she's going to act faster the next round. This dodge is going to last for 3 rounds. And we can see the Riposte is going to last for 2. But blind should be over after this round, I think. Should we try Blinding Gas? Battlefield Medicine? I think we could try Battlefield Medicine. Let's go for that. There we go. Might as well. It's no use trying to hit them and take that out. So we can go forward. 3. Gain shield. And what is... That stands for immobilize. Cannot be moved or cannot move or be moved. Interesting. I think, honestly, we can go for crush, because there's nothing that's going to hurt that here. Let's just try and get rid of her. I will be your blade. So this is also great because it's helping them overall. So the Riposte didn't help there too much. Okay. So another thing I'm noticing too with Riposte is that's not a turn-based one. That's like it spent one use of that when he just attacked. So we're gonna have to be looking at that first. So let's see if we can. Honestly, that's 6 damage. It's if we crit. I mean, I think crit will probably go through Deathblow anyway, but he also has 20% of ignoring that, so it should go through that. But we have to get a 6, so we have to roll high on this. Oh man! So we rolled high, we got the damage, but Death's Door stopped us. This is such an interesting thing because that was not something that was not something in the previous game. So you'd have to be only your characters would have Death's Door to deal with. I'm thinking, let's try this. Oh gosh, and of course, blinded. So one of those things, I think that blind is actually, yeah, it's next attack. So that's the only way to get through blind is either to use a skill that's going to get through it, or to just use 2 attacks. Oh boy, so we're real low here. Let's see here. Do we go for Crush and try to get rid of this one? I think so. There we go. So at least they're done. So he lost a little bit of friendship with him. Ignite. Great. He's healing something. So he was able to do that and attack. Okay. Gosh, they're really eating us alive here. Okay. So we can take aim. Oh, so again, taking aim would actually remove that blind. So why don't we go ahead and do that. That'll also help us with dodging attacks as well. Why don't we go ahead and do this for him?
A little help, impeccably timed.
Aim persists, but you'll live. Okay, so the nice thing that we were reading about these trinkets and such is that they actually do not cost your action, so you can use them and then also still attack. So I think we're gonna try for that. If we can hit this, I mean, this is gonna be really hard because he's got dodge on. Maybe we'll go for blinding gas and try to do that. Blinding gas, noxious blast. That's what we're looking at. Let's go for blinding gas. Oh, no, blinding gas is in the front. Oh, I see. I was looking at the wrong one. Noxious blast is in the front. Blinding gas is in the back. Let's try that. Did it hit him? Dang it. He resisted. Okay. So, we got 2 turns before them. What I'm thinking, we can do a thrown dagger, flashing daggers, poison dart. We could try to poison him, but again, 20% blight resisting. I think that's what that means, 20%. I think let's just start going ham on him and see if we can do the damage we want. We can do duelist advance. I think this is... yeah, let's go for this one. It says the next skill has 100% crit and ignores resistance. So, let's try this. There we go. That's what we needed. Hardly impressive. Thanks. Thanks for the encouragement. And we also have dodge on us. Okay. So now he's got riposte on him. Oh boy, that hurt everybody. Okay, we're all burning. Yikes. Okay, so the meltdown. That's weird. Was he at 100? Was he at 10 stress and I just didn't even notice? Huh. Okay. Okay, so we actually have burn salve. It says quantity 1. I don't know if we had 2 quantity and I didn't notice it before, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Let's see if that got rid of it. Yeah, it looks like it got rid of it. So I'd say let's go for this. It's gonna get hit, but nope, no bleeding. Dang it. But at least it got rid of that, so actually what we could do is get rid of you. You creepy little stilt walker. Alright. Thrown dagger. Try to work this guy down. He's really far back there. I'm hoping that his positioning is what's causing him to not do as much damage to us, because he still has these corpses in his way. Battlefield medicine. We can remove... let's go and use that on ourselves. There we go. I like that. I like seeing health come back. Should I bolster? Yeah.
There is comfort in company.
There we go. Takes 75% less damage from the next hit. God, everyone's so low on health. So this is something else that we're going to have to be contending with, is that I do not think we get our health back until we are at the inn. I think we're just going to go for as much damage as possible on this guy. Here he comes. Hurting us. Okay. And then Wicked Slice. There we go.
One less obstacle in our path.
Oh, they're getting competitive now. Alright, so we gained some charred books, knowledge and tales partially saved from Flame's erasure, so that's currency, and relics. So it's part of that trinket currency, I think is what it was called. Steady, my friend. Okay, so if we go to the stagecoach, is there anything we can do? Let's see, inventory. This is what we need. Put the stagecoach away. Are there any things that we can do that will help with our health as it stands right now? We can equip more combat items. So let's see here. Moderate heal. Let's go ahead and give that to him, I think. Let's see. Can we do anything right now? I don't think so. Can I give this to him right now? If I right click? No. It's not a trinket. This is, yeah, so this is only an in item. That explains that. And then we've got combat items, so we've got holy water and smelling salts. Which now that we've used Harriet's, we can give the smelling salts to her. Because it'll clear, what is it? It'll clear dazed and stun and adds a buff. So let's go and give one of the, or two of those actually. Oh, I just realized because they stack. So can I actually, I could give just one? Maybe? Yeah, if I hold control and then move it, I can give just one. But I think I'll give both because we might as well set ourselves up for success here. Alright. So how are we looking here? We've got a long way to go before the next, inn? Yeah, the next inn is way up here. So we're going to have to be very careful with what we do, because that took a lot out of us. So I'm thinking we're going to go straight to, or straight left, I should say, to unknown. And then up here to the hoarder. And then up to the cache as well. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and focus on more accumulating stuff right now. And then if we do get into combat, we can hopefully survive through that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the first leg of this journey into the darkest dungeon. As you can tell, I'm so excited to continue playing this game. It's been a long time coming, and it's so fresh and new with this new way of playing it. So if you would like to see more of this gameplay as I'm playing through it, please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon so you can be notified of new videos, like this video so it shows up in the YouTube algorithms, and as always, folks, I will see you in the next game.